So, digital coats of paint for today. We're going to go over the new local business intelligence tool and the new resources that were discussed on Monday's Ask the Expert session. So, Gannett now has a new local, or well, I should say, business intelligence team that is we're just launching this. It's just kicking off. Looks like there's about a dozen people who are taking care of all the Gannett properties, and their job is going to be to help us gather information on different market segments, statistics, you name it. I'm pretty excited about this. I actually think this is something that's great and will be a terrific help for us. And so we're just going to review the tools that they talked about on Monday, and talk about one of the requests that we can use that's off of Salesforce. So we're going to talk just briefly again. I already talked about the business intelligence specialists. There's about a dozen of them right now. I don't know what city they're based out of. Brett, do you recall that on the call? I don't remember where they're based. I don't think it's Phoenix.
The only other places would be
either Nashville or Virginia.
It might be in Virginia, actually.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. They're based somewhere. So there's a team of specialists there, and again, their job is to gather a lot of information, gather a lot of data, and to help us with our future presentations and reports when we need that. So they've also made some suggestions on the use of materials they're providing. So we're going to just go over kind of what they suggest in terms of the steps to use their services. There's a new SharePoint location for us to use called Marketing 411 that is a huge wealth of information, and we're going to just show you a live sample of that. It is a work in progress, so just letting you know there are things continually being added. Some of the Detroit information or Michigan information is not there yet. It will be soon, so just yeah. And then we're going to review the special services request, which is, again, it's going to be found in Salesforce, and this is something that goes directly to these business intelligence specialists. So we'll kind of just go through briefly the steps on that and what they're looking for when we're processing these types of requests. And then we'll open it up for any questions. So let's just go ahead. So from the business intelligence specialists, this is their suggestion for us of how we can most effectively use these kinds of research tools. So the first step, and this is coming actually directly from the presentation they gave on Monday. So some of these steps seem kind of obvious, like, hopefully when we're getting information about our prospect and clients, we have their name, we know where they're located, and we have their website address. That's important no matter what, whether we're asking for help from the business intelligence community or we're just doing it ourselves. The second thing is we can use AdMall, which we're already currently using, to learn more about our clients and the industry, co-op dollars. I know we've had discussions about co-op recently. We all should have our AdMall login and username and passwords. If anyone's having trouble with that, please let Brett or I know. We can help you through it. But we, again, as a team, we should all be using AdMall pretty regularly. And then to how to use Marketing 411 is we're going to use that tool to pull together some audience statistics, trends. There are some industry one sheets. There are articles. There are graphics we can use. We can clip those, put them into presentations, and really a lot of competitive media information. It's a terrific site to go to. And again, we'll have a live example in just a minute. If you haven't gone there, here's the website. You do have to be on VPN first, or you can go through the SharePoint through Office 365. But here's the website. I will email it out. I'm sure Brett will get it out to you guys if you need it. Bookmark it, save it, use it. Okay. So this is coming from the business intelligence team's standard operating procedure in terms of how we should be using their services. So they're saying that when you're preparing for a call with a new client, and I'm going to just pretty much read this directly. This is right from the first paragraph of their standard operating procedure. So when you're preparing for the call with a new client, they're saying that there are several ways of getting this information to help you prepare for the presentation. They're suggesting, again, start with AdMall to learn about the advertiser, their customers, and possibly competitors. Then use Market 411 to pepper the presentation with audience reach, economic statistics, digital audience impressions. All that information can be found in Marketing 411. And then basically what they're saying is that if you can't find the information you're looking for, that's when you go to the special services request form to request assistance. So don't go there first. Do that research on your own first, then use the special services request form to ask for help. And that the lead time for this, now keep this in mind, this is 5 business days. That's a minimum. So it's really important to know that. So if you've got a presentation that you need and it's Monday and you need it by Friday, it'd be risky. That would be, you want to make sure that you build enough time into your presentation to prepare and get that information right. So in that case, you might more likely get that information back by the following Monday. So just keep that in mind when you're putting this information or putting this request through, that it is 5 business days. Also to keep in mind that the business intelligence team doesn't create the presentation for you. They're going to answer questions and they're going to give you information that you can use with your presentation, but they're not going to actually create that presentation for you. That's not their position. They're going to send you over PowerPoints. So again, we can clip and paste that information in, but they will help. And I think that's the big thing, is if you're having a stumbling block with the information you're looking for, they're there to help. So that being said, I'm just going to go, Brett, to a live example of Marketing 411. Is there anything you want to add before I go to that screen?
No, I think you pretty much have said it all.
Okay.
I saw that Julie was typing something in the chat box, but I don't know if anyone has any questions up until this point.
Yeah, I have a question. That part about that it gives digital audience impressions. Does that mean it gives availability of impressions that we have on? Okay.
No, you still would go through Genie Tafoya for that question. What this is just audience, numbers. Kind of like our dashboards we get locally.
Right.
They actually have it for every market. And when we checked yesterday, keeping in mind too that they've got the 2014 numbers total. So it's not broken down month by month. We still need to get that information from our local team, like Jeannie and Nick. Those are the folks, we still would reach out to for that local info. But this is still, it's a place like if you want to show that, we're getting growth on mobile. This is a good place to go to check, like, okay, our mobile page views and unique users, 2014, 2015 has shown significant growth. Again, these are just pieces that you can use to support your argument that mobile makes sense for you to do, okay?
Yep.
So let me go to a live example. Just a second. Thought I had pulled up, so, oh, come on, seriously? I apologize for the delay, everybody. Okay, that's not a good thing.
Well, Scott, you want me to? I have it pulled up. If we're going into Marketing 411.
Yeah, just give me one more second, though.
Okay.
Let me try one more time, okay? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Forgot. For Office 365, it's Gannett.com, not Michigan.com. Sorry, I was on autopilot this morning here.
No problem. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So many logins.
All right, so this is the homepage of Marketing 411. Again, guys, there's a lot of information here. You can truly get down, fall down the rabbit hole in terms of your research. The best thing that I can advise you to do is get in here, mess around. You can't break anything, but look at the information. Spend some time. Even like yesterday, I said to Brett, if you're at your desk for your lunch break, or if you got half an hour, I would go in here and just find pieces that you can use, even if they're for future reference. Bookmark them, save them, find a place, put a folder on your desktop that's, marketing information for future use. But again, there's a lot here, and they're always adding to it. This little scrolling, text here, it's just basically suggestions and probably things they're adding. I'm sure that's going to be continually updated, throughout the use of this. So again, this is the home page. You can see it's broken up by dashboards. There's report buffet, vendor resources, and other resources. So just for an example, we're going to go to the dashboards, and it says key metrics and statistics. So when you click on that, it takes you to another dashboard where it's broken up by audience metrics, advertising activity, economic and market indicators, and auto insights. So we're going to go to audience metrics just to kind of play around with it. And again, broken up with national and local. So this is a great way to even look at some of our national trends. If a customer's interested in knowing how is Gannett doing nationwide, you've got some statistics to go to. So here, audience metric dashboard, this is under the local figures. You've got market study and reach metrics, web and mobile metrics, circulation, and social metrics. And so this one, we're going to just show an example of the web and mobile metrics. So here it's using KPI Web Analytics, and they're tracked monthly by the market. So I opened up that tab, and it looks like there's a spreadsheet here, an Excel spreadsheet. And again, I'm just going to show you an example of this. And this should be updated on a pretty regular basis. Let's get this open. So here we are, desktop and mobile traffic. And it is broken up by market, so you do have to go down and select your market. For the O&E team, realize it's under Berkeley, so we're separate from Detroit, and this information is under Berkeley. Livingston has its own page, so it'll say Livingston. When I go to the Berkeley page, you can see here it breaks it down 2014 versus 2015. The year's not over yet, so we've got time to bring up those desktop views. But here's, when I was just mentioning mobile, here's a great example. So the mobile site page views in 2014, we were looking at about 316,732. Look at this, we're up to 493,000. So we got a huge increase, almost 177,000 more page views this year. We're seeing growth in mobile. So again, if you're talking mobile with a customer and that's something they're interested in, here you go. You can just always pull some stats to show them that kind of growth and where that market's going. So, but again, use this as you would any other tool, something that's going to help benefit you, not to show, decreases or just use it wisely is what I'm saying. So that's an example of where you can pull some information that'll help you. Let's go back to the main page again. So I want to show you like Report Buffet. And this is just a huge collection of market research tools, reports, briefs, again, articles, graphics. There's a lot of stuff here. It's broken down here, consumer segment, media and product, and then there's more. I haven't checked the more yet. Again, play around in here, see if there's information you can use. Under the consumer market, a lot of times we have customers who say, I'm trying to reach a certain age group. I'm trying to reach baby boomers. I'm trying to reach Gen X. I'm trying to reach Gen Y. You can go in here and gather some information. Last night I was looking at the Gen Z. So sometimes we have people talking about millennials. There are a couple things here you can use. So I opened up this last night. Meet Generation Z, marketing's next big audience, and it's an infographic. So when you click on that, it takes you to a link to an article. And here you go. You've got some information. It's an article that talks about, and it's from August 2014. So it's a little old, but I think that some of this information could still be helpful in a presentation. So here's a nice graphic about some of the breakdown of population belonging to Gen Z, entering Gen Z territory. I mean, again, tools that you can use in your presentations. Okay. So that's just a couple of examples. Again, you guys can spend a lot of time in here looking up information. And, I think the best thing I can also advise is just prep and plan. This is something that's for you to use. It's continually updated, and it's something that, we encourage you to use on top of AdMall. So that's Marketing 411. Any questions on this? Okay. So the next step here, let me get back to the presentation. And Brad, do you want me to just keep going? Do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Okay.
going to be looking at the chat box. I know that there's some people out there that have messed around with Marketing 411. I know Leah was talking to me about Marketing 411, that she found some interesting information there. And like Scott said, it's really about just digging in it, checking out all the resources that are back there. And it really has a vast, landscape of statistics. And remember, this is statistical data. This isn't any audits or, even when we're talking about the team that helps build up the information that Scott's going to be talking about. It's all just market research data that we can use in PowerPoint, so we can use in our proposals to help just augment what a current proposal does have. If Geo's out there, if we're creating one our own, maybe we can...
Like, this isn't about a specific business. This is about an industry. This is about a market. So this isn't like to be used for an audit for a specific business.
Yep.
All right, Leah, how did you find, if you want to type in or speak up, how did you find Market 411? Was it pretty easy to navigate? Did you have any successes? I know Brett said you found a couple articles. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I thought it was super helpful. It's actually, there's a quick link to it right in Salesforce, which is how, there, I see.
Oh, cool. Well, I didn't see that. Okay, good. That's good to
it's
hear.
right in that left-hand column, so that's how I got to it. And it's kind of like I was doing some research in it for our meeting today with Neil Nielsen. Like, there's a ton of, industry information for lawyers and stuff in general, so I think it's a pretty cool tool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good to hear. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part too, to stick within our time limit. So also in Salesforce, there is a new special services request, which we mentioned goes right to that business intelligence team. And it's under the when you're looking at the different options you can have for the dashboard, there's that little plus sign on the top right side along that navigation bar. And if you open that up, you'll see there's an area that you can go to for special services request. If you need some help finding it, Brett or I can help you out. It's pretty easy to find. I actually took down something to add it up to my navigation bar so it's easily found and easy to see. But the special services request looks like this. When you click on that particular link, it goes to this request form. And this is basically what it looks like. And we're going to just run through some of the steps that they gave us in terms of when you fill out the request, what information they're looking for, and what's really pertinent to add. So what they're asking for is when you're asking for the request name, maybe use something descriptive. Like here they were suggesting Publix holiday catering. That your business name, the request name, whatever makes the most sense, but your business name, of course. The sales lead would be your name, how they can reach you, because they will want to talk with you. Part of their processes is they're going to be available to discuss if you have questions. So it's not just, here's the information, do with it as you will. They actually will help explain it to you as well. It's going to automatically record the day that the request is submitted. And then you're going to have to enter in, the client's business name, and if it's more internal, then you can just leave that blank and put the description in the comments. They want to know what kind of business market it is, the segment. What markets do you need information for? So you can use that menu down there to add or take away whatever market you're looking for information on. And then which publications you need data for. So again, we put in our whatever local market we need, or our own publications.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Real quick, I think some people are probably gonna get hooked up on the market segment. Typically, it's gonna be under the USCP corporate, correct? Because that's a lot of where Gannett corporate's from. So, if you don't have any, if you are confused on that area, it's a lot of that information is going to be defaulting because that's where we're from. The Gannett USCP corporate is, the national in America. So I don't think that we're really going to have to go past that area as far as the market's concerned on that, as far as that section right there, right?
Yeah, here's the thing: if you choose USCP market and you're not getting the information, I'm sure that when you speak with the business intelligence specialist, they can maybe give you some additional suggestions. So that's a good point, though, Brett. I'd start at that area. don't get too lost in trying to find the intricacies. And all right, so here's the next part. So again, 5 business days from the day that you submit this. If it is urgent, you can select escalate. I'd use that sparingly. If it is truly needed, then they can escalate that. Give an estimated incremental revenue. And then what's the audience you're presenting to? So are you presenting this to the client? Are you presenting to prospects, peers, etc.? So if it's an internal, presentation that we're giving to the team, they just want to know who we're presenting to. Part 3, they want to know what kind of solutions we're thinking of proposing. Whether it's email marketing, whether it's pay-per-click, whether it's SEO. They just want to know what kind of solutions we're thinking about. And then also, are we talking about one location or many locations? Is it business to business? Is it local market only? So choose what type of client you're working with. And then, what type of data do you think you're going to need? And so here's where, here's where you can add or take away as much as you want. You can add, there's an example of circulation statistics, competitive data, customer research questions. I mean, there's a whole list of options you can choose in terms of the type of information you can request. And then for the form output, how do you want the information back to you? Do you need it as a Word doc? Do you want it as a one sheet? Or do you want PowerPoint slides? So they'll set that up for you to be the easiest way to add that information to your presentation. They just want some opportunity information. So, what kind of client is this? Is it new? Is it win back? Is it going to be, an upsell? They just want some information about the type of opportunity. And then here's where your chances to describe in detail what the situation is and what you're trying to get from the business intelligence team. Here, the more you share, just like the audits we turn in for Geo, the more you share, the more information you're going to get back, the easier it's going to be for them to understand what you're looking for. And basically, it's going to be easier for them to get you what you need the first time around. And the other part, too, is that they, like it's here in the notes, they may have actually already done some research on the area you're looking at, and they're going to be able to get that answer to you right away. So be as detailed as you possibly can on the described opportunity box. And for automotive reps, most of the automotive accounts have actual automotive specialists who are working on it. And so if you need some additional help beyond what, there is an auto tool section on Marketing 411. I almost said Rescue 911. For Marketing 411. Slap happy this morning. Woo.
I'm going to get that song in my head now.
So anyways, there's information, there's a huge section of automotive tools in Marketing 411. And so here's if you did need some additional information from the business intelligence specialist. They can help you out. So automotive, you kind of got your own special area and your own special account reps set up for it. And then, you want to save this, and then you can edit to add any attachments. So again, you can add attachments if you want to, or make adjustments to your request. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, and this is a great tool. You guys, I'm really excited we have this at our fingertips now. I really am. I think this is something we need to stay competitive in our market and to show that we're experts, that we are knowledgeable, that we bring more to the table than the competition. That's it. I mean, are there any questions? Any comments? Anybody? I know, Leah, thank you for sharing what you've done with the Marketing 411. Anybody else gone in there to use it?
Anybody? Lisa Walker's typing. If anyone has any questions about 411 or the research team, or how to put in the form together, if any question came up, feel free to speak out, or if you've had any experience with 411 yet, please feel free to give your insight. But as right now, this is a really good place for resource or for a really good resource for research statistics. We can look at our Omniture, all that stuff that Scott was talking about with the mobile impressions audience from our current markets, our local markets. It's all from Omniture. So instead of asking Jeannie for the traffic reports or for Omniture, we can just go back in a 4-on-1 and see all that data, and it does break it out more granularly, even more than what Scott was showing. But just go around and play in it, and just kind of explore, and you'll find that's a really good resource. So, yep, go ahead, Scott.
Well, I'd like to add too, also, guys, if you come across something that you can share with the team, please. If it's an infographic that send it out. Share that with the team. I'll be honest, I was up in Livingston on Monday, and Leah and Brett were using something that they shared with me that I used in a presentation the next day that was awesome. So we got to do that with each other. We got to help each other out. So if you come across something, that I'm doing a presentation for an attorney, and you're doing a presentation for an attorney, and you come across a tidbit of information, please let's share that, guys.
Yes, sounds good. If anyone else has any questions or any other thoughts for the day, I think we could probably wrap up. But looks like everyone is all set, though. Scott, thanks a lot for sharing all the information. That was really helpful.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to us via phone call, email, Skype, Semaphore. Smoke signals, however you want to reach us.
Rescue 911.
We can be found. Rescue 911, yeah. I don't know, call the police and say, hey, I need to talk to Brett and Scott. I don't think they'd appreciate that. Anyway, have a great morning, everyone, and thanks again for joining us.
All right, thanks, everyone. Take care.